Bishop T.D. Jakes, former $5.75 million mansion tour, Texas. Bishop T.D. Jakes, one of the world's most revered masterminds, leverages his pioneering vision and instinct to serve others in areas extending beyond the church. His belief is that in order to help and lead people to their destiny, you have to meet people where they are in life.
And I'm wondering if there are things echoing in your head right now that are stopping you from living your best life because you will not silence them by speaking back. You shall have whatever you say. So says the word of God. You shall have whatever you say.
Early life. When Thomas Dexter Jakes was 10 years old, his father got sick with kidney disease. He was the youngest of 3 kids living in South Charleston, West Virginia. Until this point, Jakes' life had looked much like the lives of other kids in the neighborhood. His mother was a home economics teacher and his father owned a janitorial business. He went to school. He sold vegetables from his mother's garden to earn extra money. But when Jakes' father got sick, the world tilted on its axis, and childhood all but disappeared. The family traveled back and forth to Cleveland, Ohio, a 5-hour trek so his father could receive treatment twice a week for years, while his mother struggled to hold down a job. He says that he had to be self-sustaining. As a child, Jakes learned to take care of himself. He was the one who got himself up in the morning, went to school, cooked and watched over the house. He even had to help his father with some of his business affairs. He also adds that he wasn't like a normal kid and he never really had a childhood. Over the next 6 years, Jakes learned to help as much as he could. He cleaned up after his father, shaved him, and ran his dialysis machine. Watching his father suffer and weaken had a life-altering impact on the boy, who would grow into one of the world's most impactful faith leaders as a man.
Secret warfare. Secret warfare. Secret depression. Hiding behind bright-colored clothes. Pretty little lips, you just are decorating them.
One of the common threads Jakes weaves through his sermons is the idea that, as he says, the blessing is in the breaking. He believes that the trials of life, the struggle, trauma, disappointment, and pain become the tools we need to build greatness. He believes the most successful people are often the ones who have been the most broken. Today, Thomas is a famous American author, filmmaker, and bishop. He is the founder and lead bishop of the Potter's House, a megachurch located in Dallas, Texas, and hosts evangelical church services on his weekly program, The Potter's Touch. Jakes first became a pastor at the age of 23, preaching at the Greater Emmanuel Temple of Faith in Smithers, West Virginia in 1982, going on to join the Higher Ground Always Abounding Assemblies before relocating to South Charleston. In 1995, Jakes founded TDJ Enterprises, which is the company responsible for producing his films and publishing his books. Jakes continued to preach through various outlets throughout the 90s, even hosting a weekly radio show titled Get Ready from 1995 to 1996, until finally founding the Potter's House in Dallas, where he has continued to act as a bishop. Whether it's simply good luck or divine intervention, there's no denying that T.D. Jakes has amassed not only a huge fan base, but also a huge fortune from preaching over the years, and T.D. Jakes' house definitely proves it. What is Bishop T.D. Jakes' net worth? Between his time spent preaching at his megachurch, his countless television appearances, books, and his Christian-based films, T.D. Jakes has amassed a net worth of $18 million. One of PBS Religion and Ethics Newsweekly's top 10 religious leaders in 2000, Jakes holds a place in the Black Americans of Achievement series, the Encyclopedia of African American Christian Heritage, as well as the Who's Who among African Americans.
You know, the funniest thing to me is that poor people think that rich people don't get crushed. They think that if they had money, they'd have everything. But crushing is the one thing in the world that you can count on to be totally unbiased. It is not one bit prejudice.
2000, Jakes served as the keynote speaker at the annual conference of the National Council of Black Mayors, the National Black Police Association, and the 2000 Congressional Black Caucus. In 2001, Time Magazine and CNN distinguished Jakes as America's best preacher, and the next year, Savoy Magazine named him one of the top 100 powers that be. In 2009, President Barack Obama asked Jakes to deliver the morning service before the historic presidential inauguration. Bishop Jakes, having spent over 30 years in the ministry, is also the author of more than 20 books and a Grammy Award-winning gospel musician. Currently, Bishop Jakes lives in Dallas with his wife, Sarita. They have 5 children and 2 grandchildren. Where does T.D. Jakes live? T.D. Jakes and fam formerly lived in Dallas, Texas, where his church is located. Currently, however, this holy man is living it up in a huge 14,045 square foot slice of heaven in Fort Worth. But enough of all that chit-chat. Let's dive right in and take a look at T.D. Jakes' homes, both past and present. T.D. Jakes' house, Fort Worth, Texas. After Bishop Jakes moved to Fort Worth, he purchased this 14,045 square foot mansion for $5.5 million in December 2004, which was a pretty good bargain considering the original price tag for the home was $7 million. The estate features 4 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, including 2 partial baths, and sits on 17 acres of land. Though T.D. Jakes' home was built in 1979, it underwent a massive 3-year-long renovation in the 90s and was finally completed in 1997. The architecture is a beautifully blended combination of both contemporary and modern design, and the interior of the residence features vaulted ceilings, 3 fireplaces, and a wide variety of different types of flooring that includes marble, wood, carpet, and stone. Amenities include a wet bar, guest house, 7-car garage, a sports court, and a swimming pool with an attached spa. And, as if the above-mentioned home wasn't enough, the Jakes purchased the home next door just 2 months later, in February 2005. The 6,236 square foot home sold for an undisclosed amount, but property records show it's worth well over $1.2 million today. T.D. Jakes' house, Dallas, former. Built in 1987 and purchased by the Jakes in 1990, T.D. Jakes' former traditional-style mansion in Dallas boasts 5 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, and 10,681 square feet of living space. The entrance of the home, which sits on a 1.96-acre plot across from White Rock Lake, is lined with tall, elegant white pillars and gorgeous 2-story windows, letting you know you're about to witness something special before you even get through the glass-paned wooden double doors. Inside, there's a spacious kitchen complete with a fireplace, granite countertops, a breakfast bar, and a door that takes you out to a terrace that overlooks the lake. For larger diner gatherings, there's also a large formal dining room with French doors that lead out to one of several patio spaces on the property. Going up the double staircase located in the grand entrance, you'll find the bedrooms, including the master suite, which features a fireplace as well as a private loggia and luxurious ensuite bathroom with his and her vanities. Some amenities include a bar, a game room, and an office. Some may argue that an office is not considered an amenity, but hey, try working from home without one. For those that like to spend the majority of their time outside, the grounds of the home have an endless supply of awesomeness to keep you busy, including a swimming pool, gym cabana, koi pond, built-in outdoor grill, and lots of space for outdoor entertaining. They sold the home in 2005 after moving to Fort Worth, as detailed before. T.D. Jakes' Potter's House. The Potter's House is a non-denominational Christian megachurch that was founded by T.D. Jakes. In 2008, the church had grown a massive following, with weekly gathering numbers ranging around 17,000, despite the fact that the church's actual capacity was only around 8,000 at the time. The building itself was established by a televangelist named W.V. Grant and was originally called the Eagle's Nest Family Church. But in 1996, after being convicted of tax evasion, Grant sold the building to Jakes, who transformed it into the Potter's House. After establishing his new church, Jakes expanded the building, throwing down $45 million to have a 191,000 square foot addition added to the structure. The auditorium, which was finished in 2000, features a massive stage, cascade seating, a cutting-edge sound system, and a loft that can facilitate 450 choir members. By 2010, the Potter's House had amassed 30,000 plus members and had established 5 additional campuses in Dallas, North Dallas, Fort Worth, Los Angeles, and Denver. Currently, all in-person events have been suspended due to COVID-19, and services are streamed online instead. Where is T.D. Jakes' church? The original Potter's House is located at 6777 West Keist Boulevard in Dallas, Texas, though, as previously stated, there are campuses in Los Angeles, Denver, North Dallas, and Fort Worth as well. Why did T.D. Jakes leave Potter's House? As of 2020, T.D. Jakes is still a bishop of the church he founded, though back in 2019 he admitted that there was a point in time where he considered leaving, citing his distaste for being famous as his main reasoning. After a particularly emotional conversation with a female member of his congregation, however, wherein this member expressed that she listened to him while in the hospital and that his preaching kept her alive, Jakes saw this as a sign that he should continue his work with the church. T.D. Jakes' family is known to be incredibly close-knit. T.D. has 5 children with his wife of nearly 4 decades, as well as 8 grandchildren. At least 3 of Jakes' children work within the Potter's House Church.
We cannot see what God can see. We can see to the corner, but God can see around the corner. And if you just trust Him when all hell is breaking loose, if you trust Him with tears running down your face, if you trust Him through a bad season and a storm, and it's okay to be scared, you can have fear and faith at the same time.
TD Jakes came a long way, didn't he? Can't wait to see what his life has in store for him in the future. Like and share this video for more content like this. Do subscribe to Celebrities Paradise and hit the bell icon to stay updated.